Hi everyone, myself Dinesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, SNS College of Technology. Hi everyone, in today's video, we are going to see the design thinking approach of solar vehicle. Okay, so first, let's see the empathy of the solar vehicle.
So, good morning. So, first of all, solar energy is renewable energy. It can be easily renewed and energy resource compared to other energy resources. It has less emissions and it is a eco-friendly energy resource. Lower operating costs and it is a free and abundant energy resource. It charges itself through the solar and with sunlight, so you don't have to constantly look for charging to the other stations. Sunlight is a free energy resource and you can charge through the sunlight.
Okay, actually it's a very good point, but my question is, what's the empathy part of this topic? Okay, so what's the need for solar vehicle in this situation? Okay.
A solar vehicle is a type of automobile that runs mainly on sunlight. So the sunlight converts into electricity and it gets stored in the batteries, and the electricity stored in the batteries goes to the motor and the energy is used for the running of the vehicle. And the main working principle of this solar vehicle is photovoltaic effect, where the sunlight falls on the solar panels specially designed for the semiconductor, and it generates electric current. So the system is clean and quiet, and it is also completely free from fossil fuels.
Actually, it's an introduction about solar vehicle. Right? So actually, the main purpose of the solar vehicle is, you know that fossil fuel. Out of 100% of the fossil fuel in 2025, the survey says we have already completed 70 to 80% of the fossil fuel. Okay, so there is remaining only approximately 20 to 30% of the fossil fuel is remaining. Okay, so what about the next generation? Okay, that's a very big question here, right? So we need a replacement for the fossil fuel. Okay, that's why we are focusing mainly on sustainable energies like solar, and what are the renewable energies available there? Yeah, like wind energy, tidal energy, and then hydro, electric energy. Okay, so out of these energies, we are mainly focusing on solar because it's available in all part of the world. Okay, that's why we are concentrating more on solar, and that's the empathy and that's the introduction. Now let's see what are the advantages of this solar.
It is eco-friendly in air pollution, it is zero fuel cost, and it is renewable energy, it is low maintenance, it is silent operation, long-term cost saving.
Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to the advantages, these are all the basic things, not only for solar vehicle, it's applied for all the solar appliances. Okay, for example, the main advantage of solar is its maintenance is very less comparatively to other things, because most of the solar parts are not in a form of linkages, so there will not be any movements. Okay, so the maintenance is very much less. That's the first advantage. The second advantage is it will not emit any gases like CO2 or CO. Okay, so that's why we call it as a environment friendly type of applications. Okay, that's the second advantages. And what is the next one?
Reduce dependency for fossil fuel.
Yeah, we don't need to depend on fossil fuel. That's what we see in the empathy part. Okay, so these are the major advantages of solar vehicle. Okay, now let's dive into the
Limited power generation, weather dependency and intermittency, high initial cost, rate and design challenges, charging logistics.
Okay, guys, as we have already seen that, we have seen the empathy and then the introduction and the define and the advantage, and this is the disadvantage part of solar vehicle. The main disadvantage of any solar, okay, any solar appliances is the initial cost. The initial cost of any solar is very high comparatively to other vehicles. Okay, but the thing is, there is another one disadvantage is the efficiency of solar. Okay, we can't compare a solar vehicle with a petrol or diesel engine, because the efficiency, the overall output of solar is much less when it's compared to others, because we won't get the sunlight for 24 hours, right? What we get only for 12 hours, but for solar we will get only for effective sunlight from a particular time, like 10 to 3. So it's hardly 6 to 7 hours, right? So that's why we always say that it's a disadvantage of solar energy. Okay. Now let's see what are the applications of solar vehicles. Okay.
So as already said, in 2025 the survey says about 60 to 70% of the fossil fuels in the environment has ended, and we need a change in environment. So we get the applications of solar energy. The solar energy, in many ways, the solar energy is used as many ways in industries. In the industries, they using the solar energies for cooling or heating, and also for the desalination process. So for the transportation, as now solar powered cars and EV vehicles have came, and for the agricultural purposes of irrigation and solar water pumping and solar generators. Environmental applications such as it reduces pollution, helps fight climate change, and renewable. It is mainly a renewable energy resources. Industrial applications also included as boilers and furnaces. The solar power panels convert sunlight into direct electricity. It is the main energy resource.
Okay, actually this is the application of overall solar, not only particularly solar vehicles. So when it's come to the solar vehicle applications, we can use it for all the applications where a normal vehicle is used. Okay, right from aeroplane, right from train, right from minivan to school bus, we can use it in all the things where the transportation is required. Okay. This is the overall application, and this is the design thinking approach of solar vehicle. Thank you. Guys.